And a reminder that this too will be done in our memories so that we will eternally live. And we're going to invite Dr. Marsha Tatum Ruga to support us with libation. Thank you.
Thank you, Anita. Oh, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for everyone who came out today. You are a beautiful, beautiful sight. Thank you so much. This is about our children. Thank you. Okay, yeah, we'll just hold this. This is about our children, not as a problem, but our children as geniuses. This is about our community, not as torn down, but as vibrant and people who care. And what you have shown today is that we care. This is what we do, is care for our future. Yes. Yes. And it's something that we honor today because the energy is in this room. But let us remember to do this on a daily basis. Every black woman in this room is a mother to a black child. Every black man in this room is a father to a black child. So it's very important that we take on the role of parenthood and not just leave it to one person or two parents to mind our children. They are our jewels, and we treasure them. And as Anita has said so capably, when we come together for purposes like this, it is so appropriate that we remember that we stand on the shoulders of those who come before us. Those of us in this room are probably excited and passionate about our children's education because someone was passionate and excited about our education. And we should think right now, I'd like you to just think for a moment in your lifetime about people who have made an impact for you, so that as we pour this libation, it be an honor to those who came before us, whose shoulders we stand on, and that we might be able to remember them, reaching back to remember them and recall them so that we can move forward and people will take our lead and move into the next generation. That's what this is all about. So when I pour this libation into this plant, I'm basically symbolizing the spirits or water of its most purest form being poured into this plant, which represents the soil, the earth. Because we understand that the earth coming from the Creator is something that is held sacred. And now that we stand today on Native American soil, I just want to first honor all of the Native American tribes, all of the nations that have preserved this land before we came, because this land is of their ancestors. And so I want to honor them, Ashe. Now when I say Ashe, I am saying that I'm speaking truth. So it is. And this is a word taken from the Yoruba people. And we have adopted this word, and as we have adopted many of the words that come from African traditions. But libation is not just an African tradition. When we honor our ancestors, we are saying that our ancestors matter. And it matters. This is why we always appreciate George Washington, the first president. Or we think of people who have passed on and we remember their names. But we also have our heroes, we have our ancestors, we have the people who are in our lives, and this is why it's so important to acknowledge the elders in this room. And as we go through this exercise, let us teach our children to go through this exercise. And so right now, I'm just going to remember the beginning of time, the beginning of civilizations, and that actually occurred in Africa. The motherland, the ancestral homeland of all humanity. And we know that the inventions such as fire, mathematics, astronomy, and agriculture, of science, all of those things were invented first in Africa. How else would the oldest civilizations be able to exist? And so we want to honor those ancestors who have made it possible for those sciences and those knowledges to exist in the world. Ashe. But there was a fateful day in which many of our ancestors were taken from this land. And it is a story that is told in my book, The Stolen Ones and How They Were Missed. And this story was about a young girl who had gone to the marketplace. When we traveled in 2000, the year 2000, to Kenya, East Africa, an elder recognized us as the stolen ones. And she said that our faces, we looked familiar, but she didn't know where in Africa we came from. And we said, we also didn't know. And she said, oh, after telling her how we had left the continent, but we are in America, but we know that our ancestral origins are from Africa. People were taken from all over the continent, not just Nigeria and the coastlines of Ivory Coast and Ghana. And she got this epiphany and said, oh, you must be the stolen ones. And when she said that, we were confused. We said, the stolen ones, who are they? And she told us about her life as a young child and how she had been told that the stories of remembering her ancestors. You know, in the African tradition, you can go back as many as 10 generations, 15 generations of remembering your ancestors. And this woman, as a young child, was taught to remember, never forget that there were the stolen ones. And it took that conversation with us on that day in 2000 for her to realize who that was. And she said it was us. And she said, you are the stolen ones returning home. Welcome home. Now, the reason why that story was important to me was because as an educator, as someone who is intricately involved in human development, it was very important for me to know that I was missed. You know, we grew up in this country being educated and no one ever told us that. We were told that you were sold, this was a trade, you know, get over it. Your people sold you. This is how it's done in the trade. And I'm here to tell you that people mourned our absence and they cried for us and they were told never forget us. And here in the year 2000, we are meeting an elder who recognized us as the stolen ones. So I wrote this book for children because I wanted every child to know that they were not just stolen, but that they were missed by the people who they were taken from. And that is the story of the stolen ones. So as I pour this libation, I want to remember Dr. John Henrik Clarke, who talks about the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean drying up. If it dried up today, it would reveal a trail of bones that stretch from Africa all the way to the Americas. And that would be the bones of the ancestors who did not make it. So I want to remember them also. Ashe. And I asked you to think of in your young life, someone who made an impact on you. And I'd like you to call their name. And if there's more than one, call their name. And think of your teachers, think of the elders in the church, think of your neighborhood people down the street who cared about your life and thought you were a genius, and that is why you stand with straight back today. And please take this moment to call their name.
Madeline Sander, Elizabeth Bowes, Gloria Spencer, Gerard Turrell.
And so with that, I will say, to the spirit of those named and unnamed who stood and struggled before us and beside us, we offer this libation. We offer this praise. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
Thank you very much, Dr. Olga. And I hope you'll carry that with you in everything you do. Now we are going to ask that we'll stand up for the Black National Anthem. We are very honored to have Ms. Josephine Howell. Those who had the treat of listening to Josie, you know it's heavenly. She connects to spirit in a powerful way. What I will ask, right after Lift Every Voice, please remain standing. We would like to take a group picture, and then we will get back to the program. And I know we have honored guests here. We will do that recognition shortly.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with the steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our Father sighed. For we have come over a way that the tears have been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered, out of the gloomy past till now we stand at last, where the bright gleams of our bright stars is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who has brought us thus far on our way, thou who has by thy might led us into the light. Keep us forever in the path, we pray, lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee. Lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee, shadowed beneath thy hand. May we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land.
people. Every space we occupy,
That's it.
that is who we must bring to the table.
That's it.
James Weldon Johnson knew what he was talking about and writing about. So I share to that, Josie and Marshall. And to our drummers who raised the vibration, I don't know if they're still here, but going off of gratitude. Now, I do know that we want to honor everybody who's here. So are any of our represented officials in the building? We have our mayor, I see our superintendent, I saw Larry Gossett, I see our board member. We want to make sure that everybody who represents us in elected office is acknowledged, because your work is important and it's something we value and honor. So, Oh, Bruce Harrell was here too. All right? So we want to thank you for taking your time to be here with us and to make this an event that you value sufficiently, and are speaking to a population that you represent that may not always feel connected. So thank you very much for that. We have a couple things that we must do very quickly. So African people, non-African people, we are going to organize ourselves, get this picture taken really quickly. Those of you who know the drill, just turn around.
That's it.
We're going to be facing up there, I'm assuming, and there'll be a photographer to help us with